You need to pay attention to this chart right now if you're a fan of cryptocurrency. If you like altcoins, if you like whatever in crypto, this chart right here is going to change the game because it is happening again right before our eyes. And this pattern means you have to pay attention to what is about to happen next because it's likely to be the same exact pattern that's been happening year after year after year for Bitcoin. Take a look at this chart right here. How does the bear market end? It ends with a bullish engulfing candle. And then we have exactly 4 candles to the market cycle top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exactly 4 candles after the bullish engulfing candle ends the bear market. The bull is over. The top is in at that 4th candle. Then the whole thing repeats. Then we have a beautiful bullish engulfing candle to end the bear market. And 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to the absolute market cycle top. That's where the market is the hottest. That's when the market is the absolute craziest. That's when things go wild. This is a formation that's been happening since 2015. And we just talked about what happened in 2019. We had that bullish engulfing candle, 4 candles to the top, and then what happens? The whole thing repeats. Take a look. 2023, bullish engulfing candle ends the bear market, starts the bull, 4 candles to the top. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and right now, as we speak, as you are watching this video, we are in the final candle. This is where things get crazy. This is where pandemonium happens. This is when there's a lot of money to be made. In this video, I'm going to talk about the hidden clues in this chart right here that tell us what is about to happen inside of this candle. And I'm going to tell you when this candle ends, because that is the key information that is going to take you to the stratosphere. Let's get into it. Welcome. I'm Steve. Here we deliver honest, sponsorship-free TA with genuine value. Subscribe for a no BS approach that actually helps you. Subscribe. So here we are, Bitcoin US dollar index, and we are on the 6-month chart. On this 6-month chart, we have noticed this pattern. We have talked about it a lot, but we are in the final stages. So we've got to revisit what is happening. We've got to talk about what you should expect, and we have to talk about when this is going to end. Let's get into the details. Now, when you look at it, each candle represents 6 months of price action. From that, we can determine a lot about what's going on. One huge thing I want to give you right off the bat, pay attention to the wicks. What are the wicks? The wicks are these lines. When the lines are in the bottom, it means that we've got momentum to the upside. It means that these areas were protected. It means that these areas were bought, and they were bought heavy. So in other words, when the price dipped down to this area, price was bought and it was bought heavy, which pushed the closing up here. Whenever you have that long wick, it tells you that there's huge momentum because this wick only exists when there's huge buying, and that's why it closes higher. So in the exact opposite, look for these huge wicks on the upside. These huge wicks on the upside mean that price went all the way up to these prices. However, heavy selling happened and pushed price down, and it actually closed down here, a telltale signal to get the hell out of the way. Now, when you look at these wicks, you can see we have another one from January 2020. Huge wick. When everyone thought the world was over because of COVID, we saw these huge wicks. They printed on every time zone. So what you want to look for is confluence. We can see this wick here. We have our human eyes, but when you look at the 2-week, you look at the monthly, it was everywhere. Back in that COVID period, there was huge wicks, which told us we were about to go to the moon, right? So the wicks are a huge telltale sign. What I also want you to look at is the count of the candles and the formation. So we talked about 2015 had a bullish engulfing candle. What is a bullish engulfing candle? That simply means the prior candle has to be red, the current candle has to be green, and the current body of the candle, meaning this colored part, has to be bigger than this one. Plain and simple. If all of those things are true, you have yourself a bullish engulfing candle. Now, when you have one of these, everyone is going to argue with you that the bottom is not in. It happens every single cycle. We We correctly predicted the bottom of the market in 2018, and we correctly predicted the bottom of the market in 2020 using this chart and many others as confluence. But look no further than the bullish engulfing candle. It happens every single time. Why? Because you've got a bear market that's so gruesome and so bloody that it pushes price all the way down, and there's nothing Bitcoin could do. But then the buying starts. You can see this first red candle here. The buying starts, it pushes it up. And then this next candle, there's even more momentum, creating a bigger body and green because the price went higher than the prior red. So it's that start of that transition from bear to bull. It all starts right here, and you can see it clearly on the 6-month chart. So that's what started to push price up back in 2015. And we went from about $250 all the way up to 20,000. It's ridiculous. Now, here's what happened next. We had that $20,000 top. We dropped all the way to here. It was a bloodbath, but we had this bullish engulfing candle, and then we double bottomed. Double bottom is another thing that's textbook for finding market bottoms. Bitcoin loves to double bottom. This was a double bottom. This is a double bottom, right? So bullish engulfing candles and double bottoms always mark the bottoms of the market. Now, when you look at it, 2019, huge bullish engulfing candle. That tells the market like, hey, we had this red candle prior, this green candle's way bigger. There's a lot of momentum coming into the market. It's likely that the bottom is in. And we had that double bottom as confirmation with a huge wick to tell buyers, get into the market. This thing's going to explode. But you can see after we had the bullish engulfing candle in 2015, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to the top. Simple, clean, and clear. And by the way, this is TA that you finally connect with. You finally understand. You've been looking everywhere for this, which is why you just subscribed. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button right now. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. 4 candles to the top in 2017, bullish engulfing candle 2019, and 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to that top as well with the huge wick to the upside. Then the whole thing repeats. So what happened recently? Well, we had that double top of the market with incredibly strong bearish divergence. We got into the bloody bear market, huge red candles here, and you can see our double bottom 1 and 2, and we had that bottom being that red candle, and we switched into our next candle. We double bottomed, and people bought that bottom, and that created this large green candle here. Price went higher. The body is bigger. The prior candle is red. The current one is green. We have ourselves a textbook classic bullish engulfing candle. Now, 4 candles to the market cycle top. Another thing to keep in mind is that 4 candles to the market cycle top, sometimes we have a double top, like in the past cycle. So we had technically a double top, but there leaves some room that we could have a 5th candle. This throws a huge wrench in the mix because look, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to the top. This was the top, but that next candle was also bullish. It was called a double top. So there was actually a bonus candle in the last cycle. Another thing to keep in mind is when these happened, right? This is end of the year 17, and this one was mid-year 2021. The double top was end of the year 2021. Something to keep in mind, we could have a bonus bullish candle on the horizon, but more on that in a moment. Let's dig into it further. We've got that bullish engulfing candle of 2023. You already know, we don't even need to roll the clip. I called the bottom at 15, 16, 17,000, just trying to get people to buy because I knew that the bottom was in based on a multitude of confluence amongst a lot of the charts that I study. Now, we had that bottom. Hopefully you bought it 15, 16, 17. If you didn't, you need to follow my channel because we've gotten 2 for 2 on the market cycle bottoms. We predicted the 2018 bottom and the current one. Now, we are 1, 2, 3. We are in this 4th candle. And we're going to talk about that potential fifth candle that could be a bonus and potentially a double top. Now, inside of this candle, there's huge clues as to what happens in the last candle. Let's look at the last candle here. What you often see with large run-ups, especially healthy ones, this was the most healthy run that Bitcoin has ever had. This is the most perfect textbook run we've ever had. That run from 2015 to 2017. And you can see it illustrated with the candles. When you see the candles start to get a little bigger and a little big, this is textbook. This is the most textbook run that Bitcoin has ever had in history. You can study this. It's just a thing of beauty. If you love charts like me, studying the 2015, 2017 run up is just a thing of pure beauty. If you want to study a textbook cycle, that is it. Now, when you have that, you can see it on any time frame, but on this time frame, you can see the candles slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can see that wick at the top when we started to be met with resistance. And you can see that fifth candle acted as sort of a double top, pretty similar to the 2021. So that fifth candle plays a critical role, but it's often the turning point. Whereas the market was really, the top was really in here, and this is where things started to turn. We still had prices around that area, but that turn had already started to happen. All right. When you look at the top of 21, we had that first candle here, huge wick, which was a telltale sign to us like, hey, we have lost our momentum, right? When you have that huge wick on a 6-month chart, we've already talked about it, right? We were lucky enough to have that fifth candle still be bullish. We still played with those prices, and it also had a large wick, which was a way for the market to say, like, if you didn't get the memo here, the market has topped. We'll give you a second chance not to screw it up. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. That's kind of like what the fifth candle does. So if we had a fifth candle, it may be the candle where it's like, hey, this is your last chance. If you didn't figure it out in the fourth candle, this is clearly about to shift in another direction. So get the hell out of the way. In other words, I, for maybe a year or two now, have been saying in 2025, think about taking profits. In 2026, it's going to be one of the best buying opportunities that you've had maybe in your whole trading career. You need to think clearly about what I've been saying with these sort of trends that repeat. History repeats. We're right in it right now, but we are also in all of the history repeating in the prior predictions that I made. 2025, I believe, is going to be a year where you should think about profit. In 2026, it's going to be a fire sale. Everything's going to be on sale. Most likely stocks and all of crypto as well. No. So here we are. We're inside of this candle now. When does this candle print? This fourth candle, and let's be very clear, we're talking about the fourth candle. This fourth candle prints in the middle of this year, in the middle of 2025. So we still have a lot of time left. And this fourth candle is usually the most extreme. You can see it as represented in July 2017. You can see it as represented here in January 21. We went from a price of about 30,000 Bitcoin and we more than doubled. Here in 2017, we went from a price of about 2,500 all the way up to 20. It's an enormous opportunity inside of that fourth candle, and we're in it right now. What we've seen happen so far with our candles is that we've gotten a little bit progressively bigger with the July 23 candle, with also the January 24 candle and the July 24 candle. Slightly bigger, sort of resembling what we had in our textbook cycle of 2017. If it continues, this next candle should be a big one. Now, in the day-to-day operations of Bitcoin, there's going to be a lot of, oh my God, be scared of this, be excited about this. This is going up, this is going down. I want you to stay level-headed and just know that we are in the creme de la creme of the run of the bull market. So just take a breath and enjoy the ride, because these rides don't come very often, okay? By the way, when we say that this fourth candle prints in the middle of the year, some people will interpret that as, oh, that means that in the middle of the year, Bitcoin should be at its highest price. That is not true. These are 6 months of price action. So 6 months of price action is reflected here. In other words, when we had our fourth candle in 2021, we closed at 34,000, right? We went up to 70, but we crashed down. In other words, by the time that fourth candle printed, we were only at 34,000. During that 6-month period, we had shot up to 70, but we closed that fourth candle at 134. Something to keep in mind, just to clarify for folks that are a little bit new. So this candle will print in the middle of the year. If we have a fifth candle come, which generally plays also with the market cycle top, and if it's similar to the prior market cycle top, we could have even a double top. That one would print, on New Year's Eve of 2025 going into 2026. So that's when things could really be incredibly interesting. In other words, this is going to be a fascinating year in crypto, and you better be buckled up and stay level-headed. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you back here in the next video. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.